Welcome back everyone to another new video. Today we'll be continuing our series of how to beat the beginner bots in chess.com. Now we're going to start with the other bots, the ones that you can see right now. We are going to do a few of them. As you can see, we're going to be doing Wayne, who is from Singapore, and he has just learnt how the queen moves and us to use it. We have Fabian, Yuan, and Philip. So we're going to start with Wayne here. So Wayne loves to move his queen. So we're going to start with the white pieces this time, because last time we started with the black against Martin. And we're going to open up with e4. King's pawn opening. We have e5, good response. And now we're going to play knight to f3. We have bishop to c5, which is known as the Bush-Gas gambit, but I really doubt Wayne knows about this. This is just a free pawn, so you could take it. And I would advise for beginners to really take this pawn. Now we have queen over here. Okay, so queen h4 threatens this actually, which is checkmate, and the pawn over here. The best move for white right now is actually to play queen to f3, which avoids checkmate and taking the pawn, as you can see over here. Whoops, no. The pawn over here. So if you play here, those are both defended. And now you have check over here, and it's actually checkmate. And checkmate. Okay, this game went really quickly actually. Let me just quickly do a quick run through this game. Now, the reason why this game was very quick was simply because Wayne did a bit of a big blunder in the beginning. So he started out with e4, e5, knight to f3. He played bishop to c5, which simply blunders a pawn and actually gives up a bit of control in this file on the f file over here, actually, as you can see over here. And this is a slight weakness because the f pawn is the weakest pawn for both white and black. So by taking this pawn, opening up this file, and giving room for the queen, it could be checkmate in a few moves. And he goes for queen to h4. I simply defend by playing queen to f3. He goes back, blundering this move, and checkmate in 2, as you can see. So I hope you got all of this. Now we're going to go to the next bot now. And this is going to be Fabian. We're going to give him the white pieces this time. And we're going to start the game. Now, he starts with a4. a4 is the where opening. It's a really terrible opening. Usually when you have this position with black, take the center with the center pawn. So play e5 and d5 if you can. Yeah, so this is just really bad. Ignore this pawn and just get your knights in like this and your bishops, and you're simply going to be much better. So you could play this. This is actually really bad because it gets kicked with the pawn. So you could actually win a tempo by doing this. It goes back and you develop. And now you just get your bishops in and castle. Now d4 kind of locks down the position. This is completely fine. We could continue developing. There's also this check, which actually, it may win the pawn back, but you don't need to rush it. I think the best thing to do is simply develop and castle, and then you can start attacking. So castling is very important so that you can bring the king to safety, and then you can actually start the attack. We play rook to e8 over here. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing random pawn moves. This is really bad. I don't want you guys to do this. You need to develop, get your pawns out. It's good to get the center pawns in and get a good strong center. Now this move is really good because it wins the tempo and the pawn can't really do much because you're going to take, and when the whole position opens up, white is in really bad position. So bishop to g4. White hangs the queen, which is really bad. This queen is in the sight and you can simply take it. And now what you do from this position, I think you should get in with the queen and actually just simply start getting in and attacking, sacrificing, getting through. So queen to d7 is the right move here to get in. Okay, now this is getting quite close right now. And plays pawn to f4. Now there is this secret move actually, which people don't really know much. It's called end peasant. End peasant is when you have a pawn which is on this rank, and a pawn moves 2 squares next to it, which means you can take it diagonally like this. And now the pawn is gone, and your pawn moves diagonally. Now this bishop is attacking the queen, but you have this and then this, so you can simply take, and this will be devastating for black for white. I'm playing black. You could do check and check over here if he moves over here. Okay, he blocks. That's completely fine. You could do check with the knight over here. So yeah, that's good. He moves over here. What you could do, you could check actually, and then you could go over here, or what you could do, you could simply basically get your knight in, for example, like this, and then there's other openings that you could get into, or you could simply sacrifice by just getting your pieces in. What I would do right now simply is just go back and then just let the game continue. So he plays rook to e1. Okay, now what I would do, I would probably get my rooks in, and I would go back. If he takes, then this file is open and I have certain checks. So what I could do right now is basically get my rook in over here in the sight of the king. He hung his rook to my bishop, which I am going to take. And yeah, if he takes, just not great. Now I could actually go over here, because basically if I see this knight, I could actually open this up and get my pawn in. And what I simply could do is maybe rotate around the pawn and get into the back rank and take all of the pawns over here. Let me show you quickly. So I could first have 2 moves, go queen to d6 or b6. I'm going to play b6. If he plays a6, it's not that bad. She might play. He doesn't, okay. I can now simply continue pushing over here, and I could take this pawn, which leaves a gap opening over here. So I could take here, and this is check. Okay, check over here. If he moves over here, I have this. Check. And check actually over here. Yeah, they're both the same really. Check, check, and here. Okay. So I play check. And this is very close to checkmate actually. I just need to find the right moves here. It's quite a complicated game over here. Maybe what I could do is I could sack up my rooks and basically get in. Or I could go here, push up my pawn, and try and pin the rook and get the rook actually. And try and promote. I could try and promote using this pawn actually. That's what I might do. So I'm probably going to actually go here. Okay, so he plays this. I could push. I think pushing is the best move here. Okay, and he goes over here. So I could take this actually. Take this rook. He hung this rook. So you can simply take this. And he'll take back. I'll protect this pawn over here, so it could continue moving. And this bishop is probably going to have to sacrifice over here. He plays that move, which is fine. I'm going to continue to push. And I'm going to promote. And I took the bishop, which took my queen. That's called a pre-move. Okay, you take this, and this is very close to checkmate. Check. Oh, I was about to move this over there. Check. And this is mate, I believe. Okay, let's do a quick review for this game. So this game was quite long actually. Fabian did quite well, except for the fact that his opening was bad, but his middle game and end game was really good. So the reason why we got this advantage was because we had a big center. We managed to get a few moves because of the bad moves that he did, and we developed well. We had some tempos. We won his queen after, and then we had a bit of material, and then we just charged in. So we went for the quick attack. We actually didn't go for the end game. And then what happens is that after you go to the quick attack, you don't checkmate straight away. You just make the position worse, so that in the future you'll be able to checkmate. So as you can see over here, I play queen to f2, and I keep on checking. And the point is that I don't really take any of his pieces. I limit it. I limit his pieces so that he can't really use them. And then I just use this outside pass pawn. A pass pawn is when you have this pawn on the edge of the board, which could move and promote, as I said earlier in one of my videos, which means it could get a queen, rook, knight, or bishop. And that's exactly what happened after a bit. I simply took his bishop, his knight, and I checkmated him 3 moves after. So I hope you understood this. Let's go to the next bot, which is going to be Yuan. Yuan thinks he's a great chess player, but he hasn't studied the game very much. Try to prove him wrong. Yes, I will prove him wrong. I'll take the white pieces this time, and let's begin with e4 again. King's pawn opening. Okay, he plays f5, which is the Duras Gambit. I really doubt he knows that. This is just a free pawn, take it. He plays knight here, which is actually a good move, but then again, get your center pawns in, develop, and you'll be crushing it. Okay, so he targets a pawn. I would not really take it straight away. I would defend it actually. So defending this pawn is kind of important because it's kind of powerful. And if he takes, well, your bishop's in a decent position. And the thing is, if he kicks it out, right now it's good for him, but later on it's going to be kind of bad because now his position is getting a bit weak and open. So if you simply go back, develop, castle, get the rook in, okay, that's just a really bad move. Because I'm just going to move my knight here, castle, get my rook in, and yeah, it's not going to be great for black. Yeah, there's actually a brilliant move over here. Knight to f4, sacrificing the knight, and I'll show you why in a second. So this knight is targeting this knight. You simply play rook to e1 because the queen is more important than the knight, and it goes with a check, which is even more important, and then you take the knight. And now you are simply winning. You could simply convert, check, get the queen in, get the bishop in, and well, you are simply crushing it as usual again. Develop your knight, get your rook in. Yeah, that's just a bad move. Simply just take it with the bishop, with the pawn or the queen. I'm taking it with the queen because it kind of locks in the king a bit. And then you have rook over here, and this is simply checkmate. Yeah, so he does defend it well actually, but I have pawn to d5, which actually attacks the knight. Okay, yep, he takes. He defends well, but I'm simply going to take. And now what you could do, you have check here, and then takes here, and then you just go over here. So you take this, then you take the rook, then you go here. Okay, so the king goes here. You can simply take the pawn of the check and fork the king and the bishop. And then you can take this and promote. Or you could go for a checkmate with the queen and the knight. Ignore this pawn. If he takes it, leave it, because the pawn can't do anything. So bring your knight in, bring your queen in. Gonna be checkmate eventually. So cut the king off. And go for the checkmate. Okay, he goes over here. I have check. he goes here, here, check, 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 and this is just checkmate over here. Checkmate. Let's quickly review this game. Let's use the chess.com review. That will probably help. It's going to show my accuracy and the bot's accuracy. So I got an accuracy of 88, he got an accuracy of 69.9, and as you can see I got a brilliant move which is a sacrifice. I'll show you why in a second. So I began with e4, he plays f5, you simply take knight to f6, that's good, but simply d4. You develop the bishop, you take, and then you simply go back, you take the knight, you move the knight over here, you castle, he goes over there, boom. So if you take, the queen is going to be pinned. So he moves over here, I go like this, and then I'm simply winning. And I simply just convert the game, get some pieces off the board, and I checkmate him after in the end game with the knight and the queen. So I fork the bishop and the king, cut off the king eventually, get my knight in, and then I checkmate him in a few moves over here. 3, 2, 1, checkmate. Okay, so that was a good game. Let's get to the final bot, I think, yes. Philip. Philip enjoys a game of chess after a hard day's work. He's here to relax and have a fun game. Okay, let's give him the white pieces and let's do a challenge and start and let the game begin. e4, let's go for e5. King's pawn opening as usual. Okay, he plays the Vienna. Let's play knight to f6. The Vienna is basically you defend this pawn and you go f4. The engine doesn't really like it. I don't like it either. I don't play the Vienna. I just don't like it. Okay, this is turning into a knight opening. Let me just get this bishop out and castle. I'm not too worried about him taking my pawn actually, because I'm going to castle and win the pawn back after. So for some reason he's getting his knights out. I actually don't like this because I'm simply just going to kick out the knight like this, and there is not much of a threat. So I'm just going to kick out his knight. He has to go back. Yeah, and now I get the pawn back. He has to take, check. He blocks. And now I'm going to develop, get my pawn out, get the bishop in. And it's going to be quite a decent game actually. Just get the bishop out over here. He kicks out my rook, that's completely fine. Let's go back. Okay, he actually goes back. 8 out of 10 times when you move a piece back, it's not good. Just simply develop, because white is not doing great. Okay, this is 400 elo, that's how they play. This is the phase where you need a plan as usual. You could always go for the quick checkmate actually. There's this really nice move actually, queen to f6, and you can move your bishop anywhere which threatens a mate. So I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to see if he finds that. So you could just take this, because, well, there's not much that he could do. And he defends well, but you could just take the knight. He's defending well, but not much he could really do. Okay, what you could do actually, you could take the bishop with a check, and if he takes like this, well then you simply go back and then you just have long-term pressure on this. And you could also get your knight in, which is also good, because you could also go like this. So one thing I could do over here is I could go like this and threaten this. So this over here, This is threatening the queen. Not much he could do really. I'm just gonna take. And you're just winning this. Check. He takes with the king. That's scary. You could just go like this, and then you're gonna win the pawn. He goes like that, but then you could just go like this. And this rook is under fire. You could go like this. Anywhere the rook moves is going to be a check. He takes, sacrificing the rook. Don't know why he's doing that. Yeah, he's just desperate. Yep, takes. I mean, he is trying to like delay it, but there's not much he could do. Just checkmate one. Okay, so let's quickly review this game. Philip was actually doing very well. I was actually impressed with his opening, but it just fell off near here, where white basically gave black a lot of advantage when it comes to space and time. And I don't know why he just moves his king like that. He needs a castle, because it's just a big weakness over here. It's always that F pawn, which is very weak. And I simply sacrifice the bishop, and then long-term pressure, I get his queen eventually, and then I simply get some more material, and then I checkmate him. Let's quickly game review this. Let's see what Stockfish has to say. Yeah, so basically, Najmin, you found a tactic to grow your lead into a win. That is correct. I found this when actually white played king to f1. Let's see where it was. Yeah, over here. Yeah, so king to f1 was really bad because it just made a weakness where I could play here, actually. Or this was also a good move, but you know, engines are scummy, they know the best moves. But anyway, yeah, so that's it for today actually. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you learned something new. And I hope your chess careers are going well. Hope you're doing well with all of your matches and chess games and, you know, tactics and learning stuff. And I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Please like and subscribe.